Fond du Lac High School did not feel like an academic institution. It was a mess.
They were a school district that failed to meet expectations by the state of Wisconsin.
I would say the Fond du Lac community it's kind of that small town feel, but it's not really small. It's between Milwaukee and Green Bay, and it's one of the bigger cities between that area. The community is ever changing. We've gone demographic-wise from, I believe it was 96% white to now we're at about 65% white for our population. And also our socioeconomic levels have changed as well in that time, from 14% to about 50% free and reduced lunch.
Our vision is to grow each and every student and meet them where they're at, regardless of their proficiency levels. After my first few weeks at Fond du Lac High School, I quickly realized there was no clear direction, and our school did not have a sense of purpose or collective culture.
Our students were terribly underachieving. We all know that that doesn't happen except for the adult behaviors.
What happens is that reproduces inequality. By not teaching our students, by not having an expectation, A, that our students can learn, especially those who hail from traditionally marginalized populations, the system was in need of bold change. One of the first things that we did is we put accountability systems in place.
When the call to change occurred, when that happened, when we had a hard, honest look in the mirror of where we were as a system and as a school, we had to reckon with that.
Within the first 4 months of my work at Parkside, we had 5 staff members leave the school. That's huge. Right away, it's like, how can we even do the work we need to do if we don't have the people here?
Pressure to change can bring out a strong degree of anxiety amongst people when they've lived in a comfort zone for a very long time. On the other hand, it can also bring out greatness that people never knew they had inside themselves.
Some of the steps that we took to activate the change included crystal clear focus on student achievement, but that comes through reflection on, as well as expectations for teacher behavior, teacher actions. We followed protocols for weekly data meetings. We kept the end goal in mind. There was such positive feedback from the teachers who were involved in the process, who were involved in the weekly data meetings, as they shifted their minds about how to look at data as something that will help them be a better teacher, because they can see where the misconceptions are in what the students are doing. They were empowered with, this is what I need to do to make the changes happen in achievement for our students.
I strongly believe that people had to dig deep within themselves and reflect that maybe the practices they had used in the past weren't actually best for kids, even though that's what they were most comfortable using.
We have people that don't want us to change curriculum, or we have people that don't want to teach the way that we're asking them to do. We're not accepting that anymore.
One of the most rewarding parts of this whole process, when we started this, when you look at this culture piece, we had staff who were given permission to lead, who believed in the mission of changing outcomes for kids, who believed they could have an impact on the organization, who were never elevated before.
After our first year, we did have some gains in achievement. They weren't drastic, but there was definitely gains. And that, helped us to see a little bit like, yeah, we're going in the right direction. And then after our second year, we made some pretty sizable gains. And it was that validation that we are doing the right work, and this work will result in the outcomes that we want to see.
In our school district ranking, went from being ranked 375 out of 420 to 286 out of 420. And I would even argue that no school district has improved at the pace that we have in the state of Wisconsin right now, not even close to us.
When I had first started in the position, we had 3 schools that were not meeting expectations, 3 or 4 schools that were not meeting expectations. And right now as we speak, we have every school meeting expectations with 9 of them exceeding. For me, that's the proof of the work that we've been doing, because we are truly changing those outcomes for kids.
The PLE's impact has not just been with the schools that have been in the partnership. the impact has been across our whole system, even schools that are not involved in the PLE. So we have adopted these processes and systems across all our schools.
It's vitally important to sustain the things that we've learned, and part of the PLE partnership is about creating systems. Systems should last beyond the people who are presently creating them. And that's what's so essential. That's what we try to look at all the time. How to create a system to do the work that needs to be done to create the outcomes that we desire.
What I'd like to see from our district is us continuing to build on the momentum we currently have. We can't stop because we are doing some amazing things. I'm actually really proud to say that I'm an educator in the Fond du Lac School District. I love hearing some of our families that need us the most being appreciative of what we do for them, and we need to keep doing that for our students to make our community the best community it can be.